Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel and to a first approach regarding this second hero which comes from this Kung Fu Panda event. I specifically say the second hero because we have Paw the Panda Bear, a fantastic hero. You guys saw the battle report and the evaluation on the channel. The second kind of hero was that monkey, and I simply found no reason to justify its existence. Therefore, we have two heroes. And this is the second hero, and what exactly are we doing in this video? Let's go briefly through all his attributes, and then of course we're gonna talk a little bit about ZHEN and Crimson, because you guessed it, they look the same. And we're also gonna kind of try to lay out what's gonna happen after reset. In other words, what kind of hero combinations we expect to have. So please pay attention and watch this video, as there are plenty informations you can get right now before we see the hero in game. So unlike Paw the Panda Bear, this hero is exclusively for the Navy heroes. If you take this hero and you're gonna put him on tanks, or you're gonna put him on Air Force, this will not gonna work. This is absolutely important to understand. So we see this hero ZHEN having also an HP enhancement exactly like Crimson, and this will also gonna stack, and this is also gonna be a thing which we're gonna approach later on in the video when explaining the combinations. And now let's have a look at his active skill. Hint, you can put certain runes on him and push this hero to a higher performance. After every regular attack from each Navy unit, there is a chance to trigger 3 skills attack, each doing 130% damage. And of course, just like Crimson, if the target has an abnormal status, which means a debuff, it's gonna increase the damage by 10%. That's his active skill. Now let's have a look at its passive skill. After every regular attack from the Navy unit, there is a chance to apply 1 stack of 15% vulnerable effect to 2 enemy unit slots. And just imagine for a second, this passive skill together with that rune which increases the vulnerable debuff, this is already absolutely crazy. Good. Let's start of course with the exclusive level 3, which is as always an attack for all units of 30% extra. And of course it's important to highlight the level 5 exclusive skill. So if the target has an abnormal status effect on it, and there is a big list of effects which count as abnormal status, like for example vulnerable, debilitation, ignition, stun, disarm, silence or magnetic pulses, that damage will be increased by 20%. And of course also on top, the enemy effects by the passive skill with vulnerable effects will be increased by 3, which is great, but is not that great in order for me to tell you this hero actually needs that level 5 ASAP, which is one of the biggest and greatest news, especially for the free-to-play or the low or medium budget players, because this is the most expensive part, or in other words, for the free-to-play players, this is the part which is gonna take you a while. So from this perspective, the hero is already absolutely solid. Let's briefly have a look at his level 7 exclusive skill. So if the target again has this abnormal status effects on, then you get another 20% damage increase. And of course on top, the level 7 we're gonna give you 2 extra hits, so no longer 3 hits, but you're gonna have 5 hits. So one of the main reasons this hero was introduced, it's simply because especially the newer players will no longer have the opportunity to unlock this great hero, which is Crimson Typhoon. But if we look a little bit more in detail, yes, ZHEN, this new Kung Fu Panda hero, looks exactly like Crimson, but I would say slightly a bit better. Now there is only one negative fact regarding ZHEN, which is he is exclusively gonna work only for the Navy units, but the list of advantages which this hero has, ZHEN, it's absolutely very long and will definitely compensate for the fact that the hero is not a universal hero. So just like Mr. Crimson, he's gonna have an HP enhancement, and this will gonna stack, and we're gonna get back to this in just a moment. And what else we have to mention here is when it comes down to Mr. Crimson's exclusive level 5, this is kind of needed, while on the other hand, from the hero descriptions of Mr. ZHEN, that level 5 exclusive is not necessarily needed, as you already have a very powerful hero, and I'm also going to explain that in a bit. So these two heroes can indeed work with each other extremely well, because if we take these two HP enhancements, which they are gonna stack, this most likely will definitely gonna cover for the indestructible buff. Or in other words, you don't have to use Layla or Striker or Shinji or Duke, because this HP enhancement will gonna be massive. So that is one of the advantages, and you're just gonna need a hero with an offense buffing capability, which is at this point, yeah, Stromoy. It's a great hero, but I would say Po is even a better option, because just like ZHEN, Po also doesn't necessarily need this exclusive level 5, which is a massive struggle for a lot of players to actually reach that, especially when you think about you are needing a few heroes in order to have 2 marches or 3 marches. So that's a good thing. So it's definitely absolutely worth to test ZHEN plus Crimson plus an offense buffing hero. Probably we should do together with Mr. Po. But I would like to mention here another hero which is far more accessible, because we know the newest servers or the newest players will no longer have the possibility to get Mr. Crimson. So that's why I would like to highlight this hero here, Asuka. Absolutely wonderful hero, yet another hero which does not require that level 5 exclusive skill, making it extremely free to play or low budget player friendly. And this hero also has an HP enhancement, which will also stack with Mr. ZHEN. So here is the part in which I need your suggestions, which would have the highest priority set up to be tested right after reset. So I think from the perspective of me versus Mr. Colossus and keeping somehow this mirror match intact, I think as an offense buffing hero, I should definitely use Stromoy. But of course, I will definitely gonna test on this channel Mr. Po as an offense buffing hero. The second question would be, I don't think would be a very good idea to test Stromoy with ZHEN and Layla directly versus Stromoy, Layla and Crimson, because I think the most imminent question right at the beginning would be, does this HP enhancement coming from ZHEN and coming from the second hero can overcome the indestructible buff? I think that's a very important information, especially for the newer players which no longer have access to Striker or Shinji, and they just only have Duke, which can be and should and must be used on other marches. So I think this is a very important question to answer. Does this 2 HP enhancement come close to the same performance as with the indestructible buff? And regarding this, yes, I would also think that will not be a great idea to actually use Stromoy plus ZHEN plus Crimson, simply because a lot of players out there do not have the possibility to get Crimson. So from this perspective, yes, I would suggest to start testing Stromoy with ZHEN and Asuka. Now, of course, I'm gonna get this hero ASAP after reset, also with level 5 exclusive skill, which I'm gonna put in the battle. But what I also have to mention, that at one point on this channel, we will also gonna test this setup with Po, no exclusive skill, plus ZHEN, no exclusive skill, plus Asuka, no exclusive skill, in order to see how good of the performance can we expect from this match, because I do indeed expect a very, very valuable match, especially from the perspective of you not necessarily needing the level 5 exclusive skill. In this case would be 3 of them, which for a lot of players out there is a massive headache. So yes, beautiful people, please leave your thoughts in the comments. You still have time till reset. That's exactly what I think would be the first most important test right here versus Mr. Colossus, which will come with Stromoy, Lila and Crimson, all of them with level 5, and I should come with Stromoy, ZHEN and Asuka, all 3 of them with level 5. So beautiful people, this is pretty much the first approach when it comes down to this hero, which looks to me like a very valuable hero for your account. Definitely a hero which you should unlock with gems, no question about it. As always, please do take a moment of your time to check if you are subscribed to this channel. This plays a massive role for me and definitely plays an even bigger role for you. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to see me in the next very important episode after reset, in which we're gonna start to test this new hero from the Kung Fu Panda, Mr. ZHEN.